Hello everyone, we are live. Um, we'll just do a quick check of everything, just to make sure everything is working. Yeah, my voice is echoing. Is it not? Is it though? Let's confirm. It is. We'll fix it in a while. Give me a second. Yeah. I know everyone's gonna now start with like, "Hey, Aman, your voice is echoing. Blah 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 blah." Okay, it should be fixed now. Uh, let's check. Okay, it did not clearly not fix it. Huh. Well, see, this is what happens. The voice will go in a second. All right, check my check. Hello, everyone. Is this better? Check, check. Is this better? Check, check. Seems fine. All right. Okay, so everything seems fine so far. Yep, good now. And we'll have the chat over here. What I'm also gonna do, oh, we have a lot of people today. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna go against every, you know, okay, I'm gonna keep talking here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go live on Instagram as well. So for some reason, we'll be live on Instagram as well. So that's fine as well. But what we'll be doing today is specifically checking out Advent of Code. All right. So now people are gonna show up here on Instagram. Sadly, I won't be able to see the response. So what I'll do is I'll keep on dragging the uh, chat over here side by side. So maybe we'll keep on understanding what is going on. But yeah, a lot of people are just gonna keep on joining over here. People will have no idea what's going on Instagram because they cannot see my screen. So if you guys want to know what I'm talking about right now, you will have to go and check the link in my profile, right? And yeah, we will have people keep on joining up. Anyways, so the point is to check out Advent of Code. Now, for people who do not know what Advent of Code is about, it's it's just a competition that you have where you are supposed to figure out uh, I'm good about you. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna get distracted for like 5 minutes. So Advent of Code is basically about having these 25 code challenges throughout every day of December and every midnight. So every day at midnight, at like, you know, 12 EST, I believe. I think the Eastern time zone. There will be a new problem. So you can already see there have been two problems. All right. I've already done the first one, right? And then there's second and third and so on and so forth. But today we'll go through the first problem again, and then we'll keep on doing everything one by one by one. So we'll go through it like the first time. I have not yet seen the second problem, but I have already solved the first problem. Don't worry about it. We'll still go through the start. All right. This is going to be very coding heavy. The language that I'm going to use is Python. This is the first time I'm, doing Advent of Code like live. But we'll go through, we'll figure it out. Anyways, so if the viewership drops on Instagram over here, we'll just switch back to, doing YouTube full time. Anyways, oh, for a single lecture in Parul University. Yeah, Naveen, I don't teach at Parul anymore, but yeah, good to know. All right, so let's start with the start. The chief historian is always present for the big Christmas sleigh launch, but nobody has seen him in months. Last anyone heard, he was visiting locations that are historically significant to the North Pole. A group of senior historians has asked you to accompany them as they check the places they think he was most likely to visit. As each location is checked, they will mark it on their list with a star. All right, so that's the star system. That's how we'll be earning stars, more or less. They figure out the chief historian must be in one of the first 50 places. They'll look. So, in order to save Christmas, you need to help them get 50 stars. So, there are 2 stars per challenge. So, there are like 25 challenges for 25 days, and there are 2 stars. So, we need 50 stars total. Anyways, on their list before Santa takes off on like December 25th, blah, 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 all of that stuff. Now, collect stars by solving puzzles. Two puzzles will be made available on each day in the advent calendar, which is two puzzles per day. The second puzzle is unlocked when you complete the first. Each puzzle grants one star. Good luck. That's just a basic. That's just for everyone to understand. People on Instagram, you can just check out YouTube. The link should be in the description. I'm gonna stop streaming on Instagram in a second. Okay, so you haven't left yet, and the group of Elvis senior historians has already hit a problem. The list of locations to check is currently empty. Eventually, someone decides that the best place to check first would be the chief historian's office. Upon pouring into the office, everyone confirms that the chief historian is indeed nowhere to be found. Instead, the elves discover an assortment of notes and lists of historically significant location. This seems to be the planning, that the chief historian was doing before he left. Perhaps these notes can be used to determine the locations where, which locations to basically search. Throughout the chief's office, the historically significant locations are listed not by name but by a unique number called location ID. To make sure that they don't miss anything, the historians split into two groups, each searching the office and trying to create their own complete list of location IDs. So basically, there are two different location IDs. There will be two different locations IDs, and we will have that list. And then we have to perform some actions on that list. All right. Now, I want to check the chat side by side. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop streaming on Instagram. People on Instagram, just check the link in the profile and just shift there. And I'm going to end the live now. And let's just discard the video. Sure. Okay. Let's just get back to YouTube. All right. Now we are back on YouTube and now everything should be as it is in a second. All right. Okay. Hello to everyone in the chat. Yeah. Okay. Now, what we are supposed to do? There's only one problem. By holding the two lists up side by side, your puzzle input, so they will give an input based on my ID. So your ID will have a different input. Someone else's ID will have a different input. Everyone gets a different input just to make sure, uh, you know, my answer is not the same as your answer. So it quickly becomes clear that the lists aren't very similar. Maybe you can help the historians reconcile their lists. Now, this is how the list would look like. Okay, this is how the list would look like. So it would look like 3 4 4 3 2 5 1 3 3 9 3 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the test list and I'm just going to go to Visual Studio Code. I'm going to open up a new file and I'm going to make sure you guys can actually see what is happening. So this is our test list. This is how it's going to look like, right? Now, what we are supposed to do is that maybe the lists are only off by a small amount. To find out, pair up the numbers and measure how far apart they are. Pair up the smallest number in the left list with the smallest number in the right list, and then the second smallest number in the left list, and then the second smallest number in the right list, and so on and so forth. So within each pair, figure out how far apart two numbers are, and you will need to add up those distances. So now what they are trying to say is very simple. So you have a list on the left side, and then you have a list on the right side. All you have to do is, first of all, pair up those numbers or whatever is shorter. So for example, the left-sided list, what we have to do is we just have to sort it. So I'm just gonna quickly sort it. So I'm gonna so it would be like 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, and then 4. Right? These are the numbers. And then on the right side, it's going to be, I believe, 3. Oh, this is gonna be a bit weird. 3 and then 3 again, and then 3 again, and then we'll have 4, then we'll have 5, and then we'll have 9. So this is how we are supposed to pair it. Like we just arrange them both, we just sort them both, and now we have to find the difference. So, well, what's the difference between 1 and 3? Well, it's 2. What's the difference between 2 and 3? Now it's 1. Here the difference is 0. 3 minus 4, 1 minus, 4 minus 3 doesn't matter. The difference is 1. And then 3 and 5, the difference is 2. And then 4 and 9, the difference is 5, right? So basically what we are supposed to do is take all of the differences. So 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 5. So that would be 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, and 5. And the answer is supposed to be the total of all of that. So that would be 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus 5, 11. So the answer is supposed to be 11. So this is what we are supposed to submit. Okay, hopefully this is making sense to all of you over here. If it's not making sense, let me know in the chat. Obviously, we are not going to stop for everyone, but just figuring it out. Anyway, so here we can confirm what is happening is the smallest number in the left side is 1 and the smallest number in the right side is 3. So the distance between them is 2, so on and so forth. And you can see they have done the exact same calculation that we have done. And the total distance is of 11, right? Now, this was the sample problem. This was the sample problem, and now we have to figure out the actual problem. Now, for actual problem, I have already solved this, so it's going to show my answer. But there is basically a button which says get your puzzle input. So if I click on that button and if I just open it in a new tab, this is what the puzzle input is, all of these numbers, right? So at first we were only looking at 6 numbers. Now in reality, these are more than 1,000 numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy them. All right, we're just going to copy these numbers. We'll go to Visual Studio Code and we'll just remove all of this and we'll just paste the numbers. And here we can see there are thousands of different 1,000 pairs of these numbers. Hopefully everyone is together on this. It's making sense. Yeah. Give me a verbal feedback, guys. Keep on typing yes, no, whatever. Right. Anyways, this is my input. Okay. This specific list is called my input and we name it input.txt. So I already have an input.txt. The file is here. Both of them are identical. They are the same. All right. So I'm just going to delete this one. So you already have an input.txt. Now, what I'm supposed to do here is first of all sort both of these lists and then find the difference between them, right? And whatever is the difference, I'm supposed to just add the difference, and that's how I'll get my answer, right? Yes, they are like DSA questions. It's similar to lead code, but there's just a fun element, which is like, hey, you like to solve all of these. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new file over here. I'm just gonna call it 1.py. All right. Now the rules that I've set for myself specifically is that I'm not gonna use AI. We will not be using AI. We'll use autocomplete, but we will not be using ChatGPT or Claude. We'll not be, using an LLM to try to answer the question. We don't have to do that. We just will use autocomplete, and that's basically it. Those are the rules that I'm setting for myself. And this live stream will happen every single day. We'll also be handling like the second puzzle today. Don't worry. All of these puzzles, I have not seen them yet. Okay, all right. So that's what we are doing. So you guys get an idea of how actually I try to solve the problem. Now, first and foremost, we need to open up this file. We need to open up this file in Python. Uh, Once again, just a clarification. This entire series is not a Python tutorial. I'm not gonna teach everything about Python. This is just solving the problem as much as possible. I'll explain the code, but not the whole thing. I hope you're clear on that. Anyways, I'm gonna open up the file. So I'm just gonna say with open. The file is inside this folder called day1 slash input. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna say lines equals f dot read lines. If you guys feel like, okay, do you guys think autocomplete is cheating? If that's the case, then I'll disable autocomplete. What do we say? Okay, if you guys think autocomplete is cheating, just type 1. If you think it's not, then type 0. I'll disable autocomplete. I don't need it anyways, but it just makes my life easier tabbing stuff. Okay, Atharva says 0. I don't know what about other people. So I'm just gonna wait until you guys figure it out. Okay, okay. 2 people said 0. You know what? That's fine. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do is we already have the lines. Now, if we take a look at these lines, if I just print out the lines, the whole thing, let's just run it and no such file or directory as day1 input. Oh, see, autocomplete does not always make sense. Anyways, now we run the program and we can see it's a list of some sort. I'm just gonna close this. And you can see it's a list of some sorts. We have to, there's also like this trailing new line character. So we need to get rid of that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new variable that I usually like to do. I'm just going to create an empty list, which is data. And what I'm going to say is, well, for line in lines, so I'll just take all the lines individually and then I'll just say data dot append and I'll just take the line as it is. And what I'll do is I'll strip it out of new line characters. And so we just want to remove all the new line characters and that's basically it. And let's just, hide this thingy down there. And well, let's just print out. Let's just print out data and let's just try to look at the data as it is. Okay, so we can see now all the new line characters are gone. So what we can do is we can actually try to say for I in data, you know, let's just print I to just get an idea of what it is. And so now we have all the numbers. Now what we need to do at this point is we need to now divide up the numbers in separate columns. Okay, we need to divide them up and then we have to use them. All right, so now there are multiple ways of doing it. A lot of people try to do it using split. A lot of people try to do it using regex. I'm just going to use split because that's just the easiest option. So that's what we're going to do. Now what I'm doing is, what I'll do is we already have a for loop running. What I'm going to do is I'll just say I dot split, all right, and then now we'll just split by empty space, all right. So here there's an empty space of 2. So if I just select this, it's an empty space of, well, I believe it's 3 or 4, whatever, we'll figure it out. So I'm just going to split by empty space. That's it, all right. And not nothing but by empty space. We'll just break and let's just print out and let's see what's the output. Let's just run it again. So the output is this. So we have the first number and then we have some empty string and then we have empty string again and then we have 12823. That, oh, the first number is the same. Oh, that's fine. I thought that was an error. Anyways, so we have the first number, then we have empty space, and then we have the second number. That's how we are splitting it by. So what we need specifically in the left side column is the first thing. So what I'll just say is the left column is, and then we'll just put comma over here. Let's just copy this. Once again, I'm just doing this for understanding for you guys. And this should be, I believe, 3. And let's just print it out. And yeah, so the left column value is 12823 and the right column value is also 12823. What we now need to do is create separate lists. So what I'm going to do is I'll create separate list and I'll just call them L column equals, empty list. R column is also, I believe, empty list. And what we're going to do here is I'll just say L column dot append. Yeah, sure. So far, so good. And R column dot append. See, I like autocomplete. I mean, it already knows what we are supposed to do. And then we'll just remove the break over here. And then we can just, print out our L column and we can just, let's see. So yeah, we have all the values in L column on one side. And if we print out, let's say the R column and just run this, now we have all the values in the right side. Now, what we need to do is we need to sort out these values so we can, start comparing them. So once again, it's very simple. It's just L column and R column sort. The reason it's suggesting that is because I've already solved this once. But anyway, so we just sort out those values. And now the entire array or the entire list is in a sorted way. So smallest thing is up and then smallest, second smallest, third smallest, fourth smallest, so on and so forth. And now we just have to find the difference. Now, how do we find the difference? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's actually super simple. So what I'll do is I'll just say for I in range, we'll just now take the range of L column. We can also take the range of R column. Doesn't really matter. We don't have to do an if statement. I don't know why that's suggesting that. What we'll do is we'll also create a variable called sum. And what I'll say is sum plus or equals. And I want the integer value of L column. And oh yeah, it has to be the ith position minus, okay, will give me 1 second. I'm figuring it out. The R column and then the absolute value of the whole thing. All right. Now that should give us the answer. And let's just print out the sum. All right. And let's just run the program and let's just see what happens. And unsupported operand type for string and straight up. And we are dumbasses, is what I'll conclude from this. All right, let's run it again. Okay, so we have an answer. It says 3. I'm just going to write it over here. So it's 3714264. That's the answer. That's what the difference is. Once again, to clarify, L column and R column, find the differences, and then we take out those whatever differences it is, we just add them together, and that's it. That's what the absolute value is doing. And plus equal just means sum, and then plus, yeah, it just means sum equals sum plus whatever. So this is the answer. Once again, we can just go here and we can confirm that that is the answer. For some reason, it says that's not. Oh, that was the second answer. Yeah. So yeah, 3714264, which is the answer that we got. And that's basically it. We have the answer. The first part is done. Now, once again, when you put this value over here, when you click submit, part 2 automatically opens up for you. All right. And then you start working on part number 2. Okay, so far so good, guys. We cool. So far so good. Is it making sense? I hope it's making sense. Uh-huh. Uh, Wait. Okay, I'm getting a lot of messages and calls. I'm just gonna ignore them. All right, part number 2. Your analysis has only confirmed what everyone feared. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Everyone feared. Location IDs are indeed very different. Or are they? Put Vsauce music over here. Whoever understands that Vsauce reference, just let me know, good for you. Okay, or are they? The historians can't agree on which group made the most, made the most. Really, this does not auto. We are eating up words. Okay, made the mistakes or have to read most of the chief's handwriting. But in the commotion, you notice an interesting detail. A lot of location IDs appear in both lists. Maybe the other numbers aren't location IDs at all, but rather misinterpreted handwriting. This time you'll need to figure out exactly how often each number from the left list appears in the right list. Calculate a total similarity score by adding up each number in the left list after multiplying it by the number of times that the number appears in the right list. Here are the examples again. So we'll just go through the examples. It's going to make sense. Actually, yeah, Dimple, you're right. It's similar to Over the Wire Bandit. So, okay, here are the same example list. So we have the same exact list. Now what we have to do is, we don't have to sort it. We just let it be as it is. But look at this number 3 in left list. Okay. Now we have to see how many times this number 3 shows up in the right side of the list. So we can count 1, 2, and 3. Now if it shows up 3 times, then we just multiply 3 times the number of times it shows up. So that will be 9. So you can see the first number in the left list is 3. It appears in the right list 3 times. So the similarity score increases by 3 times 3, which is 9. Then the second number in the left list is 4. So the second number is 4. Now we have to count how many times the second number appears. So we can say 4 only appears one time. So that's okay. It appears in the right list once. So the similarity score increases by 4 times 1, which is just 4. Then the third number in the left list is 2. It does not appear in the right list, so the similarity score does not increase. 2 times 0 is 0. That's at the end. The fourth number is 1, which also does not appear in the right list, so 1 times 0 is 0. The fifth number is 3, which appears in the right list 3 times. The similarity score again increases by 9. And the last number is 3, which appears in the right list 3 times. So once again. So you can see 1 does not show up in the right list. That means it's not increasing. Okay. So for the example list, the similarity score at the end of the process is 31, which is 9 plus 4 plus 0 plus 0 plus 9 plus 9. All right. Now, what we have to do is we have to use the same exact input, but we don't have to sort it this time. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to VS Code and we'll create a new file. All right. So the new file will be called 2.py. Eventually, we'll just merge those two files, the code for dividing the list will stay the same, so I'm just gonna put them together, and you can still sort them out. Sorting them out does not change anything technically, but you can sort it out, you cannot sort it out. That totally depends on what you want to do. All right, now this is the part where I don't remember the coding solution, so we'll have to work through it like together, and we'll figure it out, don't worry. Right, now what we have to do is first and foremost, we have to search how many times something from the left list is showing up in the right list, right? We have to just figure out how many times. So first and foremost, what we should do is we should have a for loop that is iterating over the L column. So what I'll do is I'll just write for, numbers in L column, for example. And then I'll just print out the numbers so we can have all the numbers, in the L column. So these are all the numbers. And we have to check if these numbers exist in the right column. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'll just say if this number is in the right column, then what I want you to do is first and foremost, I just want you to print out, uh, you know, let's just put in everything. This number is in the right column. Okay, let's just print it out. Let's just see how many. I don't think it will print it many times. It will only print it one time, but let's just see. If I run this, it will say that, hey, all of these numbers are in the right column. So now we have to figure out how many times they are there. All right. At this moment, it's only checking, which, it's only checking how, if the number exists in the right column or not. Now we have to figure out how many times it exists in the right column, right? Now, once again, there are 10,000 different ways to do this. In Python, there is this function which we can just use. It's kind of like cheating. It's called dot counts. We can do that. I believe the syntax would be something like print, and I can just write r column dot counts, I believe, and I'll just write num. I don't know if that is true. Oh, I think it's dot count. Right. Okay. So we can just use dot count as a function and we can just figure out how many times it shows up. This is the boring way to do it. I don't like it. I feel like it's cheating because Python makes it very easy. We're gonna do it the hard way. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first of all create a new list. I'm just gonna call it ABC equals whatever, and I'm just gonna say, hey, whatever this number is, which is repeating as many times, I want that number in some list somewhere. All right. So I'll just take that number and I put it in, ABC. All right. And then I can just print out ABC and, let's just take this. Let's just comment this out. Let's just run this. And now we have these numbers. These are the numbers that keep on showing up again and again and again. Now, a very simple thing that we can just do here is we'll just create a function. We just create a variable. We'll just call it counts. We'll keep it equal to 0. What we'll do is we'll loop over the values. I believe we should loop over the values in R. So let's just try for numbers in R column. Um, if numbers in ABC, then what we'll do is we'll do counts plus equals 1, and that should be it. Or we also have to multiply how many times it shows up with the number itself. Uh, so we can just use counts equals counts, um, plus we now have to, huh, we can actually just, okay, see, this is the part where this video gets uninteresting because I start thinking. Um, so you have an R column, which has a lot of numbers, and we are going through all the numbers in that. What you can do is we can just check if the number exists in this specific list. If it exists, we can, just keep on printing it out. But now we have to also confirm how many times it shows up. Um, which once again, we can just sort the list. We can count how many times it shows up using an array. Hmm. Huh, interesting. Okay, you gotta give me a second. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create an array over here. And if the number exists in ABC, what I want you to do is write counts dot append. Um, it should be a list. Okay, once again, guys, feel free to take out your laptop and start working with me. Because I just don't want to use the count function, which I should have used. I should have just taken that easy win, but count ABC list and store them. Yeah, I know. I just don't I just don't want to use that. I don't want to use the count function. That's what got me in this mess the first time, right? What I can do is I can just append the numbers, and I have used horrible names. What I can do is I can just append the numbers next to them. I can just check if the number exists in the list and how many times that if condition is getting satisfied. Um, oh, I mean, I can just do this for I in ABC if I equals. Okay, this is a horrible way to do it, but if I okay, I'm just gonna say number, then what we need to do is first of all we'll take the count function inside. We'll just call it count main, and we'll just make a counts smaller one inside, I believe. And we'll just say how many times whatever this smaller loop is supposed to run. Uh, and then what we can do is we can just use counts main equals counts main plus counts times I believe the number I, and let's print out counts main. I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know what I was thinking while doing this. But let's just see. Oh, intense string. We're doing plus for this. Oh, oh yeah. So the R column, everything is a string, and then we need to confirm. We can just convert the number over here. Uh, we'll just confirm like this because we'll have to put that int over everywhere. So we'll just do a plus plus plus. And then counts equals I for I in ABC. Did you also keep ABC as int over there? Or then we'll have to change I as well. Okay, I'm pretty sure this could all have been avoided if I just used the whole thing. But hey, whatever. I think this should be fine. Yeah, everything is in int. Let's try it out, and we have the answer. So 18256,572. Let's just double confirm if that's it. 18808,572. What did we mess up, guys? Pretty sure we are missing a lot of values. Um, so doing count zero every single time. Let's just print out the value of I to get an understanding of what we are supposed to be doing. Oh, no, 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 no. Let's not. For I in ABC, wait, what? Why is it that many values? ABC is a very small. Hmm? What's the length of ABC? 39. Okay. And for number in our column, so we are going through all the numbers. Um, if and then we are going through all the numbers in ABC, and then I'm saying that hey, if this number is equal to the original number that we are discussing right now, what we do is we do counts equals count plus one. So now it's like one more again and again, and every single time. Hmm, I'm just a dumbass. All right, guys, I'm just a dumbass. Let's just ignore for a second that I did not do that. Let's run it again. Yeah. Now 188.058, 188.05872. All right. Sorry. What I was doing is I was running the for loop backwards, and so every single time it would go through, it would reset its memory because we had counts equal 0 over here. I was messing up. I had it the other way around. All right, that the for loops were reversed. Anyways, this is the answer. It works. All right. Now the easier solution, which I already had over here, the easier solution would have been to just use dot count over here and then just multiply it and then just get the similarity score like that. But if we wanted to do something crazy and we did something crazy. All right. So that's it. We got the answer. That's what matters. Hopefully. Yeah. All right. Now comes the fun part. Now we're gonna try, and I mean it in the most sincere way. We're gonna try to solve the second thing. So let's just get the no. Let's not get the puzzle input. Let's go back to the calendar. Let's try to solve the second puzzle. And when I say try, let's try. I am not sure if I can solve it on the spot because this would be a very boring live stream. But you know, hopefully you guys are having fun. So far, so good. I keep on getting calls from people at this moment, but we're just gonna ignore them. Okay, so far so good. Everyone together. Let's get started. So, fortunately, the first location the historians want to search isn't a long walk from the chief historian's office. While the red-nosed reindeer nuclear fusion fission plant appears to contain no sign of chief historian, I think this takes us to a day 19 problem from 2015. It's just cool that you can go and check the previous year, problems, whatever. We want to stick to this. Appears to contain no sign of chief historian. The engineers there run up to you as soon as they see you. Apparently, they still talk about the time Rudolph was saved through molecular synthesis from a single electron. Uh, there has to be some inside joke. They're quick to add that since you are already here, they'd really appreciate your help analyzing some unusual data from the red nose reactor. You turn to check if the historians are waiting for you, but they seem to have already divided into groups that are currently searching every corner of the facility. You offer to help with the unusual data. The unusual data, which is our puzzle input, consists of many reports, one report per line. Each report is a list of numbers called levels that are separated by spaces. For example, okay, guys, I'm gonna get like super silent at this point because this is the first time I'm looking at the puzzle. Okay, it seems like five different levels, six different rows. Okay, example data contains six reports, each containing five levels. The engineers are trying to figure out which reports are safe. The red nose reactor safety systems can only tolerate levels that are either gradually increasing. Oh, I hate this. Or gradually decreasing, so a report only counts as safe if both of the following are true. The levels are either all increasing or all decreasing. Any two adjacent levels differ by at least one and at most three. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. For some reason, our viewership has increased all of a sudden. But I'm gonna create a day 2 over here. So let's just create a day number 2. All of this will be on GitHub, by the way. I'll just quickly show it to you guys where to find it. So you can just go on GitHub and you can just go to Advent of Code 2024, and then you will see day 1 over there. You will see solution.py, input.txt, readme.md. It will have all the descriptions of the puzzle, what you're supposed to do, all of the answers and everything. So you can actually check my solution over here and you can just run my solution. What I'll do is there will be one solution.py file which will give you both the answers, but I'm also going to upload 1.py and 2.py just for everyone to kind of get an idea. In fact, let's just do that right now. Let's just during live, let's just commit and let's just sync the changes. And what we'll do is you can just come here and you will find those exact files that we used. So 1.py and 2.py, and the commit message should be during live. Anyways, what we'll do is now we have day number 2. All right. And in day number 2, we'll just create our new file. We'll just call it 1.py. And we'll also create another new file and we'll just call it input.txt for wherever we get the input. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a dummy file just to understand what we are dealing with. And the two rules that we have is these are the two rules. So let's just copy them. Okay, these are the two rules to determine if something is safe. All right, to determine if something is safe. All right, and okay, now in the above example, the reports can be found safe or unsafe by checking. Okay, so the first line is safe because the levels are all decreasing by 1 or 2. Okay, so you cannot have something that is increasing and then suddenly decreasing. All right. Okay, so the second one is unsafe because 2 and 7 is an increase of 5. All right, so all of them are increasing, but because 2 and 7 has a very large increase, you cannot have that. Okay. Unsafe. Okay, so the third one is unsafe because okay, everything is decreasing, but I believe 6 and 2 have a decrease of 4. You cannot have that, at most 3. Okay. Now 1, 3, 2. Okay, this will be not working because this is increasing and decreasing. Yeah, 1, 3 is decreasing, increasing, but 3, 2 is decreasing. And then unsafe again because 4, 4 is okay. So you cannot even have same. Okay. And then this one is safe. So in this example, 2 reports are safe. Okay. Analyze the unusual data from engineers. How many reports are safe? Okay, this is our puzzle input. Oh no, some of them have more levels. Some of them have more rows. So we can't just do our split function, and not in the traditional sense. Also, the thing with advent of code is you don't necessarily have to use Python. If you're comfortable with, let's say, C++, you can use C++. You can also use Excel. A lot of people do this in Excel as well. You can also do it by hand. You can also do it in Bash. All right. But I'm going to stick to Python because this is a live stream and I do not want to mess up. All right. So let's just replace this. Once again, there are 1,000 rows and at max, there are, I believe, so it says 24 columns at the bottom. Um, yeah. So this looks like the max. 26 sectors. So this is like 12, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hmm. Okay, now first and foremost, what I would do is I would figure out a way to divide them. I can't just write, first column, second column, third column, fourth. I cannot just create 4, 5 variables because the number of levels they are different. The number of levels are different. Um, though I do see our exit condition. So I'm just going to do Control Z. We'll just put it in input. Yeah. So we do know our exit condition. They have to be all increasing or all decreasing, and this will be the most easiest to figure out. All we need to do is check if a row that we have, if that is equal to its sorting. I don't know if that makes sense. So we will have two if conditions. Okay. So far, what I can see is we'll have two if conditions. If so, we'll see that if a row is equal to the row that is sorted, in it also has to be, or I can just put an or it has to be a row which is equal to row dot sort, which is yeah the reverse, right? So this works. This is one of the if conditions. I'm just writing pseudocode at the moment. So this should be the final, the first if condition. If this is not true, then we will not bother checking the second one because then it doesn't make sense, right? I can just say, print safe, else, else, print not safe, whatever. So far this makes sense. So far this makes sense. This is a very simple, you know, condition to check. Now, how will we get the row? We'll figure that out later. Also, for any two adjacent levels, they differ by at least one and at most at three. Now, what we have to figure out is that in every list, the two numbers which are next to each other, they have to be they have to either be different. They the difference cannot be zero. Okay, instead of using words, we should use numbers. So the difference that we have, so difference between, let's say, uh, a, what code is this? I mean, the code makes sense, but I'm just going to ignore the code for a. I'm going to disable my autocomplete because it is giving me answers. So I'm going to disable my autocomplete. So the difference between A and B, I'm assuming they are both like next to each other. It cannot be zero. It cannot be zero, and it cannot be, well, more than four, right? So it cannot be more than four as well. Or should it everything greater than four? That's the other way around. Yeah, it cannot be more than four. Sure. Or the better way to write this would have been greater than zero and less than five. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So if this condition is true, then and only then something is safe. So what I'll do is I'll just take this, copy it, and instead of printing safe, obviously we'll do an if statement, and then we'll say that, hey, you are safe, whatever. So this is our game plan so far. This is what we are supposed to do. Now what we'll do is we'll just divide up the rows very quickly just using a for loop. But so far that makes sense, right, guys? Everyone in the chat, are you like understanding the game plan at least? So this is where whenever I get a problem like this, my job first and foremost is to divide it into smaller chunks, right? Try to get an understanding of how the problem would be if I divide it, right? I try to solve a smaller problem, and then we try to expand upon it, right? Here the smaller problem is just at first just dividing stuff. Now I hate that I don't have autocomplete, but I totally understand why that can be as considered as cheating. uh, Also, you'll notice I'll start to lose my speech very soon because I am trying to focus over here. So this will be fh dot read lines. Okay. We'll also create a data variable over here because we do not know there might be new lines in here. So what I'll do for line in lines, that is C. That's not what we wanted. For line in lines, data dot append um, line dot r strip, because we know there might be any new line characters, and we'll just remove that. And what I'll do is I'll just print out data to just get an idea of what is happening. All right, so we have data over here. So far it seems clean. Data to me seems clean. I don't see any issues in this. So what we'll do is now we'll start dividing. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking to create a list of lists. I can create a dictionary, but I think a list of lists will make sense. So we'll just make it two-dimensional. So every single list will have its own numbers, right? Now I'm pretty sure I can just do that by using the list function, but I think I'll have to use split. So let's just say master data equals empty for I in data. What we want to do is we want to do master data dot append. We want to have a list already, and then we want to do I dot split by, well, empty space, and let's just uh, print out master data 0. Let's just see what happens. All right, so 16, 19, 21, 24, 21. Let's check the first value. 16, 19, 21, 24, 21. Um, let's check the second value as well. I just want to confirm that we are doing it properly. So 15, 18, 19, 22, 24, 25, 15, 18, 19, 22, 24, 25. Now, by default, I can see that if there is a repeating value, I think we can just, throw it out. We don't need to even check. I mean, sure, we can, do a difference and all of that stuff, but we can just check for that. I mean, there are many ways to do this. I'm pretty sure we can optimize this code in many, many, many different ways. But yeah, whatever. All right. So let's just go back over here. We already have the data. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a very simple if condition. If, no, for row in master data, if the row is equal to the row dot sort, or if the row is equal to row dot sort and then the reverse of that, then we'll just say pass. Else, I'm just going to print out unsafe. So we should get second one as unsafe. Um, unsafe at, let's also start a counter. I'm gonna say I, and then I'm just gonna say iterate. Is that correct? To be right, iterate? No, right? Enumerate. Yeah, sorry, my bad. Um, unsafe at I. Let's just say this. Let's run it, and then it should say unsafe at I plus one. Then it should say, at least for the second row, it should say unsafe. So let's just run this. Int has int object has no attribute sort. What? For row in I in enumerate master data. Why? What? Why would why would that not work? Huh? Oh my god. I am dumb again. Whatever you enumerate usually goes in the first variable. So yeah. Sorry guys, just pretend that you didn't see that. Okay, let's run it again. And built-in function or method object is not subscriptable. What? Ah, runtime. You gotta be kidding me. So the row dots. Oh. Okay. So what happened is when you run row dot sort, that value does not go sub. You're sorting the row essentially. That's the issue. So it's like sorted. So what you need to do is you need to store the original value somewhere else. If you guys remember what we did in palindrome, we need to store the original number somewhere safe, right? So what I'm going to do is instead of new row, I think I should write original row equals row, right? So we need to keep that value safe somewhere. And then we'll just do this. And what we'll do is we'll just call row dot sort once. And then we'll just say if original row is equal to the row, and let's just take this. This is supposed to equal to the reverse of the current row, then it should say unsafe. It did not say unsafe for anything. Huh. Well, ain't that some sort of a pickle? Okay. We're just gonna break. If the thing is increasing and decreasing, Oh, no, no, no. Wait. 19, 20, 24. No, this is safe. This is safe. This is also safe. The sixth one is not supposed to be safe. What we want to, well, even then it should be fine, right? Um, Rho equals. Okay. Obviously, there are bugs in the algorithm. Give me a second, guys. We're trying to figure it out. Okay. Oh, it could be string. All of them are string. Yeah. Okay. Let's run this. This should master data data point. Uh, I dot split. It gives you a list of the values inside. Okay. Okay. We'll figure that out. Let's just let it be for a while. Um, the original row had this. What is happening? Did we? Does that change after you do that? But if I take this and if I put this here, what? Is that how sorting is supposed to work? Why would it? Hmm. Why would this value? I don't get it. No, that's not how it works. I'm sure that's not how it's supposed to work, right? Let's just do dot py. That can't be true. So let's say the original row is equal to row, and then we'll just say whatever, whatever, whatever. We sort it out, and then we print out the original row. The original value is uh, whatever this. Let's just take this. Surely that's not how it works. Um, Sorted value is okay. The original value changes. Why? Why does that do that? Even though I'm sorting this, why would this change? Is it because of something to do with memory? Okay, does anyone in the chat know why this is happening? Should I have used the copy function? Holy shit. Oh, it's because we are oh god. Because okay. Okay. So what happened is if I do this, if I do original row equals row. So now this variable row is sorry, the variable original row is a pointer for variable row. And what ends up happening is the original row at the moment, if we do not sort it, if I don't sort it, so let's just say I remove this. And if I run it, the original value is as it is, whatever we see, right? And if I actually just say um, the row value is let's just say row whatever 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 it's the original value and the row value are the same, right? Now even though I'm just changing I'm just sorting out the row value, what happens is the original value is also changing. Even though that line is on second line, it's changing again. which is fascinating. I didn't know that about Python. So, anyways, I'm supposed to use the copy function to actually copy the values. Okay. Anyways, that okay. That's something new to you know. No, I didn't know that. So let's just use the copy function. We don't need that. Let's just run the program. Okay, now it says unsafe at 1. Perfect. So it's working all fine. Now I'll just say for I in row. Let's just run the program. Everything is running again. So that means we need to change the values over here. So what I'm going to do is for I in, I think all the values have to be, um, should I have just done that for j in I and then just said um, master data dot append, or I mean, technically should have said the value at I range length. Okay, someone does not understand what I'm doing. That's, I mean, you know, uh, hang in there because even I don't know what I'm doing. Um, for j in I, for j in data of I, so that should be the first few values. Um, I want to append j over here, but I want to make sure that's an int, and then I don't need to do this. Um, let's cut this. Let's first figure out what value I'm gonna get. So if I just do data of I, I'm sorry if this seems very dumb. I can be dumb sometimes. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna run this. So yeah, it will just give me all the values, right? All the values together. Now I need to apply the split function on top of it. So I'm just gonna say split, and I'm gonna split by empty space, and that will give me a list. So those are my list, and they are now string. What I'm gonna do is I'll convert all of them into integers, and then oh, but that doesn't work, does it? Yeah, that wouldn't work because you can't convert that. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we can't convert that into it directly at least, and we can just print that out. So what we're gonna do is on the spot we'll just say for j in, whatever thing is going on, we'll convert those j's before appending them. So I'll just say master data, master data of at ith position dot append, it should be int of j question mark. Oh, master data at I does not exist. That is true. Should I have just said equals? I'm sorry, I'm being dumb for like no reason right now. For j in a split, I'll just print out j for a second and let's just see what happens. There's this break. So we have 16, 19, 21, 24, and 21. Um, those are integers, right? Um, temp equals nothing. And then what I can just say is I can just say temp dot append j and master data dot append temp question mark uh, print master data. Okay, I don't know how, but that worked. Let's just confirm that by that worked. That worked, right? 16, 19, 21, 24, 20. 20. Yeah, the first one is unsafe. Yeah, we should have checked with that. All right. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. All right. Now they are not in string. All of them are int. Not yet. We are still dumbass. We are a dumbass. Sure. Okay. Run this again. Okay. Perfect. Okay. It says unsafe at 1, right? Because the first one, which is 16, 19, 21, 24, 21, is unsafe. Perfect. Okay. We'll just remove the break statement. So it should say unsafe at 1. And then immediately it should say unsafe at 6, right? Let's run that. Save. I'm super excited now. Yeah. Okay. Finally, it's working. Okay. Unsafe at 1, 5, 5 as well. What's wrong with 5? 60, 62, 61. Yeah, it's unsafe as well. All right. That's perfect. So, okay. So far, so good. We finished like 0.5 of the problem. All right. Okay. It's already over 11. Okay. I don't know. Okay, guys, do you want to keep going? Do you want to solve out like 1.py right now? I don't know if like you guys are still interested in shit. There are like 6 people still watching. I don't know why. Um, yeah, guys, I don't know. Do you want me to keep going? I'll keep on going. I mean, I wouldn't be able to sleep until I solve this problem. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, especially without autocomplete. That's something that I've realized. Uh, without autocomplete and without LLM, I generally have started to feel dumb. Yeah, I've started to code without using autocomplete, like at work at least. It makes the life easier, but I'm realizing, I'll make small mistakes, and solving those small mistakes, it's fun. So hey, whatever. Let's not get into that. Okay, so we already have the print function over here, which by default says, hey, unsafe, right? Now we should also create a unsafe counter variable. We'll just say it's 0 for now. We'll just keep on incrementing it whenever we feel something unsafe is happening. All right. Okay. So that should be fine. So we already have half of the problem solved. Now what we need to do is we need to now check if if the values in our row are greater than 0 and less than 4. We need to now check adjacent values. How we will do that, I have a rough idea in my head, by using indexes. So like using a sliding window. So like for example, I'll just select both of them, like that's the sliding window, then I'll move the sliding window this side. So now it will be 19 and 21, and then 21 and 24, and like I'll just keep on moving the sliding window till the end. um I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but I mean, it has to, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up 2.py, and over here I'm just gonna take one of those values. Uh, let's take this one. I like to figure it out like this. So let's just say, yeah, a sliding window makes sense. So once again, now for a lot of people who come from actual programming, from like actual DSA, might find it very obvious. I just want to preface, I don't have a formal education in Python. I have done Python because from a problem solving perspective. So I know the concept of bubble sort, but I do not know the formula for bubble sort. You can ask me to do an insertion sort or like a search or a binary search. I know I can figure it out probably, but I don't know those DSA concepts um, from a formal education perspective. So for me, coming up with a sliding window would be something that I'll have to do on the spot instead of remembering a formula for it. So just letting you guys know, that's something that I'll have to figure it out. So, anyways, this the window specifically. I would suggest I would create a variable called a window for some reason, and I want the window to be two, like two, the size of two, and I want to move the window side by side. So what I can do at first, I can just say for I in range, um, so the window will always move one, two, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if there are 5 things, the window will only move 4 times. So I can just say for in length of ABC, so that should give 5, and I want one less, right? So the window will now go from 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's just confirm that. We just want the window to not move more than 4 spaces. So let's just run it, and it should, yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3 makes sense. All right, that's perfect. So far, so good. Also, I think the window size wouldn't matter over here. Now I want the sliding window like this. So what I'll do is I'll just say print ABC of I, comma ABC of, technically it should be I plus 1, right? And if I just run this, 16, 19, 19, 21, 21, 24, and then 24, 21. Okay, perfect. Yeah, wait. So obviously everything that we get in here will already be sorted. So we don't have to worry about the increasing or decreasing order. We just have to worry about this difference, right? So what I'm going to do is I'll just say minus, and I just take the absolute value. And as long as those values are between 0 and 3, it should be fine. So what I can do is I can just write if the absolute value of whatever this shit um, is greater than 0. Do we need to calculate again? I'm tempted to just write sum equals this, so I don't have to, like, deal with it again. Uh, but so the sum should be greater than 0, and sum should be less than 4. Um, yeah, makes sense. And print safe. All right. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Okay. I wouldn't say safe that many times. I just need to check if it's unsafe. I don't want to. I shouldn't count how many times it's safe. I should just count how many times it's unsafe. So we'll just say if not, and yeah, just print it out. All right. Okay. And it should say unsafe. Uh, so far we have the solution. I'm just gonna copy paste this over here in. Oh, okay. Hold on. We don't have the correct variables. Don't worry about that. We'll just fix that in 1 second. Um, Unsafe counter plus 1. The length of ABC. No, it does not have to be ABC. It has to be the original row, which was not changed. So yeah. And the sum has to reset every single time. This is one intent. Also, we should reset the sum every single time, right? So we don't go beyond a certain limit. Um, it doesn't matter if we reset it. And instead of printing unsafe, we can just do unsafe uh, this. And what was the main question? How many reports are safe? So let's just, for the sake of clarity, what we'll do is we'll just say length of um, master data, which should be the amount of rows, and I'll just say minus the unsafe counter. That should give us the final answer. So let's see. All right, guys, fingers crossed. Let's hope everything works out. It says 195. There's a print statement somewhere. So let's just ignore that. All right, we'll run it again. Let's pretend that didn't happen. All right. It says 195. All right. 195 reports are safe. I'm gonna go, and if the answer is correct, and if you guys are not subscribed, you'll have to subscribe. All right, you have to. And let's just submit. That's not the right answer. Your answer is too low. If you're stuck, make sure you're not. Okay, hold on. Okay, that's not the right answer. We messed up somewhere. All right, that's fine. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's just confirm what's the. Let's just make sure that we are not messing up on the length of master data somewhere. Um, so obviously it should be 1,000, right? And the unsafe counter should be 805, and the value that we copied was 195. Huh. So I guess something is happening which is funky. Now, if the row is fine, wait, if the original row is equal to the row, and if the original row or the original row is equal to the reverse of itself, which is increasing or decreasing, it's fine. Then you go into a for loop, you check for variables. Stupid variables. Let's just take this J, and this should be J as well. Okay, I don't know if that fixes it, but let's just run it. Okay, that doesn't do shit. Never mind. Okay, so for J in range, length of the original row, which was huh. I just want to print out the values. Sometimes it's good to print out the values for like a sanity check. Um, and we'll break the for loop over here. Why does it say 1? Oh, because the first value is messed up. Uh, let's just not break it for a while. Okay, I messed up. Give me a second. We gotta scroll all the way to the top, or we can just take the value at the bottom. Uh, Unsafe counter, just go away. Run the program again. So it's 84, 87. Seems fine. That should be the last over here. So this is 70. 70, 71, 71 to 74, 74 to 77, 77 to 80, 80 to 81, 84 to 80, 81 to 84, 84 to 87. So this should be safe, right? This should be safe. This one should be safe. Uh, let's just say this. If this is the case, then print um +1 is safe. Yeah, 1,000th is safe, which makes sense. 9991 is safe. So the loop, it's working fine. Ah, what happened here? Okay, this is decreasing. It's safe. Uh-huh. Guys, am I messing something up? Am I running it? Oh shit. Oh god. I was running it a bit more. I was running it more than it was supposed to. That's why we are getting extra. It said the answer was too low, right? All right. Okay, I think we got this. Print length of master data minus the unsafe counter. Let's run it, and the answer is okay. Let's stop printing out. Okay, let's try again. The answer is 575. All right, let's try that. And submit it. Let's see. Huh. That's not the right answer. The answer is too high. If you're stuck, make sure you're using the full pay. All right, what are we doing that's wrong again? We figured out one issue, and that was that we are counting more than we were supposed to. Huh. I'm worried that we are double counting somewhere. I can't figure it out. It's such a stupid error. I'm pretty sure it's such a stupid thing, but I'm worried we are double counting something. Those values are fine. We are just taking the absolute value, right? The sum should be fine as well. If the sum is, oh no, it still needs to check that many times. Because if the sum, if it breaks even once, then I should just increment the counter, and then I should just, oh, this, I should have break, oh yeah. Run it, 5 and 6. And what did it say? Our answer was too high, and we gave it five something else, right? 5 and 6. Let's try again. You know what? I'm pretty sure we were counting a bit too many times. That's the right answer. Finally. All right, it was a stupid error. It was a stupid error. We were counting this too many times because of this stupid. We were not breaking it, and so what ended up happening is we were running it a bit too many times, and then I moved the if statement out of it, which did not make sense because you are still supposed to check in the same for loop, right? And so by coincidence, we were getting this 525 value. But yeah, we did it. We solved the first part of the problem, guys. Congratulations. Uh, Good job, everyone. I just want to read what's the second problem. I know for a fact that if I read it, if I read part two, I won't be able to stop. But I just want to read. Okay, so the answer is correct. We got 3 stars. That's good. Yes, surprised by the low number of saved reports until the realized I forgot to tell you about a problem dampener. Problem dampener is a reactor monomer. It's a reactor should be tolerate a single bad level. Oh God, I hate this. Yes, so nothing is changing in the safe department, but if something is unsafe, oh no, you can also, regardless of if it's increasing or decreasing, if you remove, let's say, the second level 3, okay. Yeah, I'm not solving this right now. The entire strategy about safe and unsafe goes out of the window. Okay, so far we know what the by default what levels are safe, but there would be more. Like it's more than 5. Okay, at least the minimum amount is 5 and 6. God, I'm just wondering if there is some condition somewhere um, where even if you remove, there are too many edge cases. I'm not solving it right now. It's fun, but I'm not doing it right now. Yeah, I'll upload the code for this online. I'll also input like my file as well during live. I'll put it up there. You guys can check it. Figure it out yourself if you want. So yeah, I so wish to like just sit down and like just work on it, but I know I shouldn't. I have an early morning tomorrow. So yeah, these are the files. I also should have updated the README. And we have successfully gotten a star for this level. So it's getting tough. It's getting tough. I'll tell you that much. It's not that easy. Updated README, but it's fun. I'll tell you that much. Solving problems, it's fun. And now we have 3 stars out of 50. I'm running a day behind. I realized that, and it took like 1.5 hour to solve 3 problems, more or less. But by tomorrow, I feel we would have gotten up, right? So yeah, show up tomorrow. The live stream will be there tomorrow as well. We'll do the live stream every single day until day 25. I'm gonna try to do it every single day. I might miss a few days. I might, there might be a Saturday, there might be a Sunday somewhere. I might miss it, but as long as you guys keep showing up, I don't mind. It should be fun, right? Anyways, that's it. Thank you for showing up, all of you guys. I hope you had fun. You know, and yeah, I would love to see all of your solutions in our Easterly community. If someone can write a better solution in C++ plus plus or C or Java, do let me know. I'm using Python because that's just the easiest for me. It is easiest overall as well. A lot of people take advent of code as a challenge to learn new languages, but I feel like until and unless you know the first language, properly, you should not jump on a different language. But hey, you do you. There are no rules, right? The only rules are the rules that you use. A lot of people also solve advent of code in Google Sheets because the format is like a Excel column type format. You can solve it in Google Sheets and it will work fine. You can do that. No one is stopping you. You can also solve it by hand using a pen and paper. You can do that, but the point is how fast you can solve it. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow in the live stream. And I'm gonna stop streaming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.